This is Dorothy Bendross Walker, the former teacher of Ellen Davis Elementary School.
All right.
It was stated that if you were a student at L.M. Davis Elementary, you were dated. We could tell your age. But I was a teacher as well as a student at L.M. Davis. So you know I'm up there. And it gives me great joy each time I come to Jupiter to see my students. And they lovingly introduce me as, no name, my fourth grade teacher with a big heart. I love it. And it was, I guess, a different time, a different place when we were here. We had no electricity, no running water, no heat, no air conditioning. But we survived. Amen. On those very hot days, we came out with our chairs and sat under the oak tree. On those very cold days, we came out with our chairs and sat in the sun. So we survived. And as you may know, that our students have gone everywhere and done everything. So we are very proud of them. So I'm very honored to be here. I understand I'm the last of the teachers that were here. So for that I say amen.
Amen.
And it's a pleasure to know that in my memory I can put the historical marker in my memory book, and I can put the stone in my memory book. So it is a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Walker. Now, this next woman is also kind of a steward of Parks and Recreation. She's been around with us, worked with us for so many years. I'd like to introduce now Edna Renner.
Good morning, everyone in respective places. It's a great place to be in. It's a great place to live at. I never thought that Limestone would be a great place to live in until you get older. Amen. I would like to say thank you to all of everyone that live in this community. As Stephen said, each one of you know your part in this community. No one never ever thank you. You know your heart. You know you did your best. And I like to say we had so much fun at this school. How many of you guys remember the maypole dance?
Yes. Oh, I love it.
May is here. So at the center, I would like to say the center is a great thing that Avernell, Stephen, and Katie, they all started the West Jupiter Community Group. So it was a great thing. They left me hanging, but I'm still hanging. And then there was another group that decided they wanted to name it after me. I was not aware. I did not want it. But I'm grateful. I'm grateful to serve the kids in our community. I'm grateful for you as each parent. And I remember Robert Tatum. He was a great guy to remember. How many of you remember that we used to have the snakes? We used to go home for lunch and they used to ring the bell.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It was great fun that we have here. And the square dance. Yeah. I think I'm going to go back doing square dancing at the center. So we realized that in our community there was one part missing. So about a year ago we started the senior citizen program. All right now, there's Fanny. Fanny's part of our senior citizen program. A couple of months ago, something really great happened to Limestone. Fanny got a chance to play golf. She displays her picture everywhere. But I would like to say to each one of you that thought enough, and Stephen, thank you for taking that mark at your house. Yeah. Each one of you look at whatever part you played in this community, it was important. If you pick up a piece of paper, whatever part you play in this community, you are history. And guess who remember the history? God does. Okay. I love you.
Thank you, Edna. I'd like to introduce now an activist here in the community. extremely powerful in what she's been able to accomplish. Please help me welcome Darlene Hatcher.
Good morning.
Good morning.
On behalf of the Limestone Creek Community Advocates, welcome, welcome. Thank you all to the elected officials on the federal, state, and county level. Thank you, Representative Patrick Murphy. Thank you for listening and being a voice of action for the communities, particularly in Palm Beach County. A special thank you to Palm Beach County under the leadership of Commissioner and Vice Mayor Hal Valashay. Commissioner Valashay has really been supportive in everything we are doing in the community, and we look forward to working with you. Palm Beach County OCR Department, thank you for fostering a sense of purpose and pride through education and empowering. Where's Mr. Tate and his staff? Thank you very much. Palm Beach County Parks and Rec, under the leadership of Eric Call, thank you for inspiring in our youth and keeping our parks and beaches clean and safe. It starts in parks. Thank you to Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office for investing in our community, keeping our community safe and drug-free. Thank you. Loxahatchee River Historical Society, we recognize and appreciate your passionate efforts in this event and tireless efforts in preserving the untold stories and the significant contributions made by the Limestone Creek community. Thank you. It has been an honor and a privilege to be a part of this joyous occasion. This dedication joins a few other historical destinations in this community. I could not be any prouder to call this community, Limestone Community, the place where I was raised and where I still live. I am the president of the Limestone Creek Community Advocates. Our primary purpose is to improve, protect, promote civic, cultural, and recreational interests in the community, the endorsement of civic improvements, enhancements of public safety and communications, public health and diversity, and in assisting the Palm Beach County administration in carrying out their objectives for the betterment of the community. It all starts with education. Limestone Creek is the oldest African American community in the northern Palm Beach area and one of the best communities that offers top quality education in one concentrated area. Limestone Creek Elementary, designated as an A school, a golden school, and a green school of excellence. Edna Runner Tutorial Center, Treetop Academy, and L Center of Excellence, which is a world-class, state-of-the-art hub education, information, and research for families with children on the autism spectrum. Locally, nationally, and internationally. Located on over 28 acres just north of here. It's all here, right in Limestone Creek. This community had a great start with the L&M Davis Elementary School, and we are so proud to continue the historic legacy to this day. Education is power, and there is power in education. Thank you.
You know, when I was talking to Stevie earlier today, he was commenting about how nice the park looks after 26 years since it's built. And, you know, I really have to thank my staff, particularly our maintenance staff. Many of them are here today that continue to do an excellent job with Parks and Recreation. With over 90 properties we have to maintain, nearly 8,500 acres. So I appreciate that. Our Assistant Director, Jennifer Cirillo, is here today in the back. Thank you, Jennifer. And our public outreach section is here, and they do a great job with all of these events. And thank you, Chris, and your staff. We've also gotten support from, and you've heard it before, OCR, Houston, Ruth, Derek. Thank you for everything you do and working with us. Great partners. We thank you. But the last partner I'd really like to talk about before bringing her up is Jamie Stubbe with the Loxahatchee River Historical Society. It was really her vision that wanted to work and make this happen, and we're so happy we were able to partner to make this day be a reality. Jamie, please.
Wow, this is such an important moment in the history of our historical society, but also to dedicate this marker means the world to me personally. I made a promise to Idella and to Miss Nancy and to Ella, who's gone home, but that we would mark this. When I started learning about this school, I was astonished. I had never heard of a community like this that made a school out of nothing, who had nothing, and who made sure their children got a decent school, good teachers, and got educated. And it went beyond that. They made sure they got to the high school on a homemade bus because the challenges were just, for me, hard to comprehend. And when you look through a book we have over there with the minutes from the school board and how it designated things and how little this community got and what greatness they made from that. And when, most of all, when I heard what joy people felt when they came to this school. And I hear it through everyone, that this was something very special, something full of curiosity, the love of learning. It ignited so many people that went on their way to do good things and live good lives. Education, like everyone has said, is key. It's key. And to be inspired by this community, that you can make that happen against all odds. And it was all odds. It was amazing. The teachers were paid half what a white teacher was paid. Think about that. 1/4. They were not allowed to teach white students. The amount of money for supplies and for anything else. It was a big deal in there when they brought toilets here for the students. Yeah. Black toilets. I'm telling it straight, Edna. Yeah. So when you go through and you see this, it's just hard to imagine this could happen. And yet, today, on the front page of the New York Times, just like our congressman said, it looked at the inequality that still exists, and it's stunning. That in one school can be 4 grade levels ahead of another school at that same grade level. So I hope that we'll all look at this marker and be inspired to go out and make sure that all students, in however we can do this, have that wonderful opportunity for a good school, a healthy school, a safe school bus, technology that they need to keep up with the global economy, all the supplies and books, and excellent teachers, no matter what zip code they live in. And in Palm Beach County, it's a wide range, as we know. So I also want to acknowledge Lynn Drake. Also, she did all the research. She was inspired and went and did something about it. I was inspired, but she went and did something about it. And she went into the school board. It wasn't on digital. It wasn't on a computer. That's your classmate, Lynn. Yeah. And she pulled down those books. She sneezed for weeks afterwards. And she went through pages and pages and pages of hand-typed minutes to find all the references to this marker and to this story so that we could validate it at the state level and get this marker approved. And the state panel for this are thrilled that this school is being acknowledged this way. But I also want to thank the park team. Oh my God, Chris, where's Helen? Helen, are you here? Helen, she put the palms around the porta potty. A woman after my own heart. Everybody has been amazing when they said, Chris said, let's just meet up and touch base on everything. And I showed up for my little nonprofit all by myself. And there was a team of about 12 people here, and they were ready to go. And not only are they professional and remarkable and efficient, but they're passionate. They were really, really, really excited about having this marker in this park. And the other person I need to mention is Cindy DiFilippo. The last time I saw her, we were here picking out the spot. And then we went over and sat by the other marker that we did at Mount Carmel Missionary Baptist Church in the